Hi, everyone. How are you? Welcome. It is spiritual medium psychic Ashley Smarowsky, and today I have my master healer, Dr. Tiffany, with me. Super excited that you guys are here. So we're going to give it a few seconds. We'll see who's able to hop on. If you're here now, it is currently 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Come say hi. Let us know where you're watching from. Or if you've caught the replay, then just do hashtag replay. All right. I'm going to make sure. Oh, yeah, we're live. Okay. I see people joining. I'm like, wait, I don't know. Let's see. Yep, there we are. I'm going to share that to my story real quick while everyone's hopping on. There we go. Michelle from North Carolina. All right. How is everyone? How are you guys this evening? All right. And Tiffany, you can see all the comments, right?
I can, yes.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Pennsylvania. Hi, Nikki.
Ooh,
Jessica's in Tennessee. All right. I'm excited. It's so funny. I took just a couple days off, and this is my first live in, I don't know, like a week. And I feel like I haven't been live in forever.
And you're going live, pretty much every night in September?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. By the end of September, everyone will be so tired of seeing my face. Hi from Australia, Canada, Colorado. Hello, everyone. Look at that. We got people from all over the world. We got a little bit of Scotland, Connecticut, New Jersey, UK.
Nice.
All right. Okay. So welcome, everyone. So if you're new, because we have a lot of newbies, hi, I am Ashley Smarowsky. I'm a spiritual medium psychic, and I have this wonderful little group of master healers, which are people in the energetic work, healing industry that I just firmly believe in. And we all just kind of support each other. And Dr. Tiffany is one of my master healers, and she's absolutely phenomenal. If you guys are watching on Facebook, I'm also streaming this to YouTube, but if you guys are watching on Facebook, in the description of the video, you'll find all of her information. Her website's there, her Facebook is there, everything is linked. So if you want to go give her a follow, it's all in the description. But Tiffany, I'm going to go ahead and just hand it over to you, and you can let people know who you are, and we'll just dive right into it.
All right. Sounds good. So I'm Dr. Tiffany, and I am in Pennsylvania, and I'm a chiropractor. I have been a chiropractor for 14 years now. And I grew up in Western PA, a little bit south of Pittsburgh, and now we're in South Central PA. So as a chiropractor, I not only help people get out of physical pain, but over the years, I have added lots of different modalities into my repertoire so that I can help patients heal on so many different levels. So, as my current patients already know, I am constantly keeping my eye out, keeping my ears out for different things, extra things that I can learn, add in order to help patients in my office, but to then also be able to help people virtually across the country, across the world as well. So one of the major things that kind of got me into even wanting to be a chiropractor and getting into the health field was my mom. So she wasn't in the health field or anything, but whenever I was in college, it was either freshman or sophomore year, she was having a lot of health problems, and she was going to doctor after doctor and was not getting any answers. And they kept just telling her that it was all in her head, that she was having this body pain and that she must have a really low tolerance for pain and that there's nothing wrong, nothing going on in the labs. And I just kind of remember that time and remember like thinking to myself, I don't like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to jump into the healing world and be that type of doctor that believes patients and listens to patients and helps them get the answers that they need, that they are searching for. If somebody is coming to you, it's because they know that there is something off. It's
Yeah.
not for me to judge or tell them that what they're feeling isn't right or anything like that. They know their bodies better than anybody else, including me. And I want to be that provider that I'm not going to know all of the answers whenever somebody comes to me, but I'm never going to be that doctor that just brushes somebody off or makes up an answer because I'm too, ego full to say I don't know. If I don't know an answer, I'm going to tell somebody I don't know, but then I'm going to either find out the answer or find another provider that has that answer and has the ability to help them.
I love that.
So throughout my education and learning and building my business and everything, I have met colleagues and friends all across the country, and I am constantly in communication with them, asking questions about this or that, and we just have a really good, it's chiropractors it's made up of, but we just have a really good community there to where we know we can bounce stuff off of each other. And it's really nice too if I have a patient that's moving to a different part of the country. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have a connection there and be able to link them up and help them to continue getting the care that they need. So that's kind of what made me jump into the health field, was all of the challenges that my mom had. So as I build my practice and stuff, like, I'm also never going to offer anything in my practice or in my office that I've never personally tried or haven't personally used on my family. And that's one of the main things that kind of helps me determine what I want to do as well. Because I'm constantly like, okay, if my mom's having these problems, what can I do to help her? And then once I see that it helps her, I'm like, okay, well, this can benefit other people too. So let's bring this into the office, or my kids or my husband or myself. And I'm constantly I'm open-minded to so many different things out there that can help. And, that's kind of how I've gotten to the place that I am now.
I love that. And, speaking from experience, having those doctor after doctor just dismiss you like, oh, you're fine. You have a low pain tolerance. Oh, it's probably not a big deal. And you're just like, you're always left leaving the office more frustrated than you were coming in. So I love that you do that.
Yeah. And that's
You're
the one
actually
thing I
listening.
remember, my dad is not a big one to step up and say things.
Mhm.
But I remember him saying, they were at one doctor's appointment and one of the doctors said, my mom must have a low threshold for pain. And he was like, she has the highest threshold for pain that anybody has ever seen. So if she's telling you that she's in pain, she's like limbs being ripped off of her body type of pain and discomfort. If she's even coming to you or bothering to come to the doctors because something is bothering her, it's because she literally cannot handle what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. CJ said this is how healthcare should be. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep, for
Yep,
sure.
for sure.
So for everyone who is new to you, Tiffany, what exactly, I mean, I know the answer to this, but what exactly do you do outside of chiropractic work?
So outside of chiropractic work that I do in my office here in Pennsylvania, I also work virtually, and I do bioenergetic testing, and then I also do trauma healing work virtually. And with the bioenergetic testing, that is a hair and saliva sample that gets sent in, and it evaluates many different aspects of your health. There's a lot of different scans that you can choose from based on what you want to get the answers for. The full scan, which covers everything in it, is food sensitivities, organ stress, different organ systems, and the amount of stress being held in that, nutritional imbalances, so like enzymes and vitamins and minerals, and then toxins as well. So it checks for viruses, bacteria, mold, parasites, heavy metals, and chemicals. And then it checks hormone imbalances as well. And it puts together a remedy plan full of herbs and tinctures and vitamins and supplements that resonate best with energetically what your body needs at this moment in time to move towards healing. So that is the bioenergetic test. And then the trauma healing that I do is called holographic manipulation therapy. And it is all virtually done through Zoom. And it's all about communicating with the subconscious mind and helping you rewire past traumas so that you no longer have to deal with the physical aspect of what that trauma is doing, either to your body or the mental aspect, whether it be anxiety, stress. So many different things can arise whenever we are holding on to trauma stored. And I actually just in the past week or two, I recorded a video that is up on my website now to kind of go over the basics of how HMT works and how trauma stored in our body can have that physical effect on us too. So you can go to my website and watch that video. It's about a half an hour long, but a lot of good information in there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And, I know I've shared this before, but for anyone who hasn't, joined us before, I did both of those. I did the hair sample and I did the HMT. And just speaking from personal experience, like it made a big difference. It made a huge difference, a difference that I wasn't anticipating because I was kind of walking into it like, this sounds cool, but like I don't really know what I'm doing. So I was just kind of open-minded to whatever that experience was. And I mean, we healed stuff that I thought I had healed. We unlocked a memory that I didn't know existed, but made so much sense once we brought it to the surface. Like my vitamins, fix those, like just all around. I was like, oh my gosh, like this helped. And then I went in, I told you this before, like I have severe endometriosis and like I went in for a scan. I think it was just a couple weeks after our, what we had done. And for the first time in 17 years, I was within normal range. And I was like, excuse me? Like, what? Excuse me? So it is very beneficial in my own personal opinion, very beneficial.
Yes. Yes. All the prices are on the website. And for the bioenergetic test, there's also sample reports that I have on the website too, so that you can see exactly the information you're going to get back based on each option of which scan that you choose.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it is beneficial for children too, and pets as well for the bioenergetic testing. So everything on Earth has energy to it, and whenever it's out of balance, it can cause issues. So these bioenergetic scans can work on any age of person and any sort of pet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you guys have questions for Tiffany, either about healing the subconscious or about anything she's kind of talked about thus far, or anything that you've looked at her website and you've got some questions, like feel free to drop those in the comments. I'm just reading through some of these. Oh, yeah. Okay. I love that. How Emily said, I was adopted and know very little about my birth families. This would be beneficial. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. So for anyone who, I guess, how would you explain, like in the simplest way, how either I don't ever know how to pronounce it, the bio something testing.
Bioenergetic.
There it is. Yep. How, in like the simplest of terms, how would you explain how that kind of works? Like, I know you said it's like hair sample, but I guess that's the easiest way for me to ask a question, if that makes sense. Like, how would you explain it to someone who has no idea what we're talking about?
Yes. So with bioenergetic testing, it is different from laboratory tests that you would get from your medical doctor. So whenever we are looking at energy, every single person, every single object on this earth has an energy and a frequency to it. Mm-hmm. And every single organ and system in our body has its own frequency to it as well. So whenever we experience a stress, that can sometimes cause frequencies to shift and change and become out of balance in our body. So that's what these tests are looking for, is the shifts and the imbalances associated with stress that our body is holding on to. So whenever we compare it to a medical lab test, if you get a medical lab test and let's say it is checking for some sort of like virus, okay? Let's say that's just checking for that. They are looking to see, is that virus in your system or is it not in your system? And they're going to diagnose you with either having it or not having it. Mm-hmm. This testing, this bioenergetic testing, is different than that because this is not checking for the presence or absence of a specific virus or a specific toxin, any of that in the body. It's literally just checking to see if there is frequencies that are off. So In the case of a medical test, if it came back saying you have this virus, they're going to say, okay, we're diagnosing you with this virus. In the bioenergetic testing, if it comes back showing that virus resonating in your body, it's not saying that you have that or diagnosing you with that. It's just saying at some point in your life, you came across that and your body is still holding on to that energetic stress from that time that you were introduced to it. So those are kind of the differences. And then whatever shows up with energetic imbalances going on in the body, that shows up on the scan. And then what they do is they have hundreds of different homeopathic remedies, vitamins, herbs, and everything that they run with your hair and saliva samples too, to see which ones resonate best with what healing is needed in your body at this moment in time. And whichever ones come back, they have about probably 20 or so that come back that are 100% resonating with you. And then they even take it a step further and they test those remedies with each other to see what group of them work synergistically the best together to then help you reach the healing that you want to reach to. So it is never just getting a diagnosis and then having a doctor just kind of guess on what they think could work best for you. This is literally telling you what your body resonates with, what it needs right now to help it heal.
I love it. I love it. I think, I don't know about you, but I think we're seeing a big shift in a lot of the medical industry where people are kind of leaning more into now understanding more of the energy around it all, and not just let's try this, let's do a band-aid fix, let's kind of just see.
Yeah.
So I love it.
And CJ, you were asking about RSD. It's funny because that's actually what my mom had. She had reflex sympathetic dystrophy. And I did bioenergetic testing on her. That helps some. I would say the HMT is probably going to help more in that. Well, I don't want to say more because they're both super helpful. But when you are dealing with something that severe, there's 100% going to be emotional stuff stored. And I know that for a fact that my own mom has emotional stuff stored. I have not done the HMT on her because she's just not really open to it at this point. And that's okay. At some point, maybe she will be, or maybe she won't be. But I do know that she's holding on to a lot of trauma and stress from whenever she was younger. So just in my experience, I know that that's where it's coming from. And it was also all on the right side of her body, which is associated with male stress. And she watched her own father pass away whenever she was 9 years old. So I know that she has a lot of stress stored in that subconscious associated with her dad, the male figure. And the way that the body works is when pain is isolated on the right side, it's associated with a male. When it's on the left side, it's associated with a female. So I will say the bioenergetic testing is super helpful, but the HMT in this case with the RSD, because of how severe and intense that is, there's definitely going to be emotional factors that the HMT is going to be super helpful in rewiring and releasing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She said RSD, half of right hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right side is male. You may or may not know what that has to do with. 9 times out of 10, people don't really know that very first event that their subconscious ends up taking them back to. They may have an idea. They may have some thoughts going into it and know some things that happened to them. But usually the things that they're consciously aware of are things that happened after that very first initial event.
Yep. Yeah. That's what happened with us. I knew the area that I wanted to focus on, but like what came to the surface, I was like,
yeah,
completely forgot that ever happened. Like it was long gone.
Yes.
So yeah. And it's definitely, the HMT, like when we talk about bringing up like where that trauma stems from or what sort of initiated that trauma, like that sounds scary, but in reality, like you walking me through that session is not scary at all. Took me a little by surprise because it was a memory that I hadn't remembered. But like, if anyone is like on the fence about it and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to dig that back up, it's it's not scary.
Yeah, it's not about digging things back up or reliving anything. And you actually don't even need to share anything with me that you don't want to, because it's not about you telling me the story of what happened. It's about how your body is responding to the stressful event that's being held onto in the subconscious, and how the nervous system is responding to it. So once your subconscious guides you and leads you to whatever that scene, that moment in time is that happened, we immediately start to rewire it and work on it. So that's the nice thing about this too, is some people, and it's understandable, are private about things that have happened to them, traumas that they've went through. They don't want to share it. They don't want to talk about it. And with this technique, you do not have to at all.
Yeah.
You can go through and answer whatever questions you want to in your own head, because I'm not doing anything during this. I'm literally just guiding you through the process, and you're the one communicating with your own subconscious and making the changes yourself. So it's not necessary for me to even know what is happening or what you're thinking of.
Yep.
You can share whatever you want, whatever you don't want.
Yep. Can someone who has had back surgery and a hip replacement use a chiropractor?
Yes, there are some things that need to be taken into consideration with that. If the back surgery, like if you have rods or fusions or anything like that, you can still see a chiropractor. Just the joints that have been fused cannot be adjusted. But it's even more important if you do have some sort of fusion or something that is limiting the range of motion in those specific joints. It's even more important that you see a chiropractor to keep the areas above and below it moving and functioning properly. Because with the way that the body works and adapts, if you have one area that's locked up and stuck, eventually it's going to creep into the other joints above and below it, and they're going to start to lose motion and mobility and cause more and more problems down the road.
Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to come to you because I need someone to give my back a real good crack. And I just have not, I've not scheduled with you yet. And you're literally like 30 minutes from me.
You'll get here.
Yeah, I will. I will. My husband's always like, let me do it. I'm like, no. Oh, hi, everyone who's just joining. I saw all of a sudden it was like, oh, yeah, CJ, I'm going to be pursuing this. You definitely should. 100%. Yeah, I love it. So do you guys have any questions for Tiffany about what she does, how it works? Anything like that? Hi, Angela. So while we're waiting to see if anyone has any questions, is there anything that you want to talk about? Anything that I'm like not asking about?
So, some of you may have seen the post that I made. If you are not in the Master Healers Face Group page, you need to join, because that's the page where me and all of the other Master Healers have access to be able to make posts ourselves too anytime we want. And I made a post, was it yesterday, I think? Either yesterday or the day before. I think it was
yesterday or the day before.
Yeah. Recently, I made a post talking about a big announcement that I have coming that has potential to help millions of people at no cost to you. So I am still in the works of finishing setting things up, but I wanted to share a little bit about that so that you kind of know what to expect, and so that you can keep your eye out for whenever I do make the post with all of the information on it. Hold on. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, my patients already know that I am always keeping my eye out for things that can be beneficial for them or my family, or now that I do virtual stuff, things that can be beneficial for people across the world or the US. Now, this announcement is only going to be for the people in the US because it deals with insurance. So what I have in the works is I am teaming up with an organization that sends out health packs monthly. So it's kind of like a monthly subscription to where you get a box filled with health and wellness things in it, and you get this every single month. You do not pay anything for it. Your insurance, whatever insurance you have, covers it 100% because it's a government-backed program that this organization has teamed up with. So whatever insurance you have, that's the only caveat, is you do have to have insurance because they are the ones that pay for it. Every single insurance, no matter what you have, will pay for it, whether it's Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE through the veterans stuff. Every single insurance pays for it because it's a government-based program. So what you will do is, once I get the information out there, you fill out a very brief survey on there, and it asks about different like health concerns that you have, different things like that. And based on whatever information you fill out, they customize your box for what you need and what is most beneficial. So, for example, if somebody marks that they have diabetes, in your very first box that you get, there will be, yes, even private insurance, every single insurance, United Healthcare, Highmark, every single insurance has to pay for this. So if you say that you have diabetes, in your very first box that you will get a glucose monitor. And then in every single box that you get after, you will get testing strips every month so that you have the supplies that you need to keep track of that. And whatever it is, whatever issue you have, they take that into consideration and figure out what they can put in the box to make life a little bit easier for you. And they do like gift cards in there for healthy groceries. They can range from like $25 up to like $100 some. And the nice thing about this too is it's not a per household thing. It's a per person. So every single person in your household can sign up and get their own box.
It's amazing.
They have the boxes like set up for kids and teenagers and adults. Like for the kids boxes, they have like fidget spinners in there, or different like healthy snacks and different things like that. For like the older kids, Rubik's cubes and different like codes to be able to download apps to learn math and free stuff like that. For the teenagers, they have like hygiene stuff, deodorant, tampons, different, all of that sort of stuff. So this has the potential to help so many people, especially in the economy that we are living in. And it's nice to be able to know that you're getting these boxes every month. And even if it's not something that you are using immediately, you can, I'm planning on like getting one of those like big Tupperware bin things and just storing it in my hallway closet, so that whenever we start to get our boxes in, I have a place to have just a whole storage thing, so that I know I have whatever it is in there. They have like vitamin C, different vitamins, wound healing lotions, like you name it, it's going to be in there and super helpful.
That's amazing. That's so amazing. And one, people love free stuff. I mean, don't we all? But also, I mean, you're right. Like with this economy, like medications, like I went to the store the other day, literally to get a box of Band-Aids. And normally I pay what, like $2.99 for a box of Band-Aids. It was almost $7.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, I was like, I'm not paying $7 for Band-Aids.
Yeah. And COVID tests are another thing that they'll include in these boxes as well. Mm-hmm. So many people like to have those on hand to check to make sure they don't have that. Pregnancy test, different things like that. And with the way that this company works too, they are in it to make sure that you get what you need. So if you are like in between boxes, there's a phone number that you'll be able to call and say, hey, I ran out of this, or can I get this? And they will either make sure that they include that in your next box, or they may even be able to just send it out to you there if like you just got a box and it's going to be a big wait for your next box. So
that's incredible. That's amazing.
Where do you sign up? So I'm still in the process of finishing the logistics of it that me and this organization are working on setting up. So once I get that sorted out and set up, it should be end of this week, maybe into next week, hopefully, is whenever it will all be done. And I will make a post on the Master Healer group. I'll make a post on my Roadmap to Wellness Facebook page, my chiropractic Facebook page. And who knows, it may even be the next post that I give you for next month too. So.
I love that. I love it. Yeah. So if you guys are not following Tiffany on her Facebook page, go follow her. I have her linked in the description, or you can just type in what is it? Roadmap to Wellness Doc, right? That's your Facebook page?
That's my website. I'm not sure. If you just type in Roadmap to Wellness Doc, it should show up in the search engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I know I definitely have it tagged.
Yeah.
um,
And then the cool thing about the system too is once you get that sign up information, it's going to be like a QR code for you to just be able to scan, and it'll take you right to where you need to fill out the survey. You can share that with your friends and your family. If you have older family members, like, they are going to love having stuff sent to them each month to be taken care of. So this is, like I said, it's beneficial for every single person, not just a per household thing. So make sure that you share it with everybody that you know so that everybody can take advantage of it.
I love that. I'm absolutely, once you launch it, I'm definitely going to be sending the information to my grandparents. Well, I'll probably have to sign up for them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
I love that. That's so cool. And I think that's such a great idea, especially because I mean, the healthcare industry, it's so expensive. And so even just that little bit of help, I mean, that makes a world of difference for people.
Yeah. And once I get my boxes, I'm probably going to record like some kind of video to post on my website as well, to kind of show the different things that are in it and talk about it a little bit more so that people can have like a little video to click on and watch instead of just like seeing a image of something on a computer screen.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. I'm super excited for you to launch that.
Me too.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that is a great idea. Debbie's like, that's a great idea. I agree. Yep. Angela, I'm on Tiffany's page. Yep. Yeah. Oh, if you're asking about the Master Healer page, yeah. So we have a Facebook group where I don't post to it a ton. It's mostly my master healers where they're in there posting. You guys are like going live in there. You're doing events in there. All kinds of stuff goes on over there. So you could just search my groups, or you can type in Ashley Smarowsky and her master healers and the group will pop up. And worst case scenario, or you know what? I can actually link it right now because I forgot I have my phone. I can put it in the comments.
Oh, nice.
So I'll do that. Where is it?
Yeah, so Angela, I don't have the stuff on my page yet about how to sign up for those health packs, but once I finish getting the logistics figured out here this week into next week, that's when I will be making the post, and you'll be able to see it on there and be able to click in, fill out the survey, and sign up for it.
And there we go. I just put the link for the group page down in the comments.
Perfect.
Love it. So if anyone is wanting to schedule with you, I know the subscription boxes aren't available just yet, so they'll have to be on the lookout for a post.
Yes.
But if they're interested in like, anything else that you offer, how do they do that? Where do they go?
So if you're interested in the bioenergetic testing or HMT sessions, you can go to my website, which is just roadmaptowellnessdoc.com. If you are in the South Central Pennsylvania area or like Hagerstown, Maryland area, and you're interested in chiropractic care, you can go to my chiropractic webpage, which is thechiroedge.com. Or if you go to the Roadmap to Wellness Doc page too, I have a little section in there for chiropractic care that will link you to my chiropractic website too. I have two different websites.
Gotta keep them separate.
Yeah. So yeah, online virtual stuff is my Roadmap to Wellness website, and then chiropractic care, which is South Central PA area. Mm-hmm. You can schedule an appointment with me there too, if that's what you're looking for.
Yep. Yeah, and your office is super cute, by the way. Like, I don't know if I ever told you that when I came in, but I thought it was super cute.
Yes, I have the bright orange walls in the front.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of in the process of rebranding just a little bit. I didn't make it official yet, but I redesigned my own logo that I have saved that I'm going to change here in the next couple of months, because I am kind of shifting into more like brain-based care with chiropractic, as well as I am training on a new exam system that will actually read brainwaves and be able to tell me like the different brainwaves, alpha, beta, theta, and those, like what percentage they are taking up of the total brainwaves, and be able to show like what the normal limits are if certain ones are too high or too low, which then gives me insight into specific adjustments that somebody may need. And then different like brain retraining therapies and stuff like that I'm going to be adding in.
Exciting.
So yeah, once I do that, I'm going to introduce my new logo that I designed and kind of shift out. Still going to keep a little bit of orange in there. But yeah, the orange and black came from the high school that I went to, and I was always just like connected to those two colors because I played sports in high school. So I always was just used to wearing orange and black, and it's what suited me. But now I'm kind of thinking I want to add a little bit more blue.
Love it. I love that. That's exciting. I love that you're like constantly like learning new things, adding new things, because like I'm the same way. I'm always like, what else can I learn? Because I firmly believe that like whoever you are, whatever you do, but especially those of us who are in the healing industry in whatever form that is, like we should constantly be learning and absorbing new information, like all the time.
You can never be stagnant with it.
No. So is this just for physical trauma or psychological trauma? Susan asked.
So, are we talking about HMT? So chiropractic care, of course, is mainly like physical trauma, different things like that, but it works directly with the nervous system and the brain too. So it can help just with the adjustments with some psychological stuff too. It can help with like anxiety and stress and different things like that. When we're talking about HMT, that helps with both, because when we have trauma stored in the subconscious, it can have effect physically on our body. It can have an effect emotionally on our body. Now, if you're specifically talking about like a physical trauma that happened to you, like a car accident or something like that, chiropractic care is going to be most beneficial for that. Any sort of physical pain or issues that linger after a physical trauma that is still there 3 months after, with proper care, like chiropractic care, physical therapy, all of those different physical modalities, if you're still having the pain 3 months after, then it's because there's an emotional component that was stored associated with that physical trauma.
Yeah, it's crazy how mind, body, soul, like it is.
Yes.
It is just so connected. And it's really, I don't know about for you, but for me, like it legitimately blows my mind when I started to first put those pieces together. Like you hear everyone say it all the time, but like when you really start to see it, you're like, oh wow, like it blows my mind every single time.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, it was like a week or two ago, and I kind of wanted to share this message too real quick. So I think a lot of times people can get so stuck in the I'm healing, I need to heal, that it turns into almost like a subconscious thought that there's something wrong with you. And I noticed that for myself about a month ago. And for like the last month, I've kind of been like stuck in this, like, I haven't really done any HMT stuff on myself for like the last month, because I just kind of need a break from that thought process that there's something wrong, that there's constantly something that I need to work on and something that I need to heal. And for like the last 3 weeks, I started just a detox to where it's just like vitamins and supplements that I'm taking. It's going to end up being like a 3-month long detox, but it's like kind of, it's where my body needed to be right now to get out of my head of just thinking like, okay, there's more than I need to heal, more than I need to work on. So for the next 3 months, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to let my body physically detox, take some supplements, and get out of this mindset that, hey, there's something wrong with you and you always have to be healing and you always have to be working on yourself. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there.
Yep.
Because I know it can be really easy to get kind of stuck in that cycle of what else can I do? What else can I do? What else can I do? And sometimes you just need to stop and just allow yourself to just be. Kind of like whenever you're losing weight and you like stall and you can't lose any more weight and you're just like, okay, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong, but you just made so many changes that your body now has to like adapt and kind of regulate itself again to this new normal. And then once that happens, you'll start to see changes again. And the same thing happens with mental health, all of that. So don't allow yourself to get stuck in that constant thought process of there's more and more and more that I always have to do because something's not right or I'm broken. None of that.
No, I love that message because I mean it's so true, and we all get stuck in it. Like you get a taste of, okay, I did this healing and now this is so much better. What else can I do? Because it's like you're constantly looking for that next thing, right? Like it felt so good. Like I feel so good. I feel so relieved. I'm no longer carrying this weight. But then it becomes kind of toxic, kind of unhealthy. You know, it's like
it can if you're constantly focused on what's wrong with you and what else do I have to do to make myself better.
When there's another layer that needs attention or needs to be healed or needs to be addressed, like if you have the self-awareness to notice it, like it will surface, like it will show up and it will make itself known, like, hey, now it's time to focus on me. Now it's time to heal this. And then you jump back into it. Yep. Yeah, I see that a lot, especially with a lot of my mentorship students because they're going through their awakenings or their first major awakening. And I have to remind them, like, it's all about balance. Yes, we want to heal. We want to be the best version of ourselves, but we also have to acknowledge where we're at, how far we've come, and just like be present and create that balance.
Yeah.
I love it. So do you guys have any questions for Tiffany? Or Tiffany, is there anything we're missing or haven't talked about yet?
I don't think so. I think we hit everything.
Yeah.
That I had on my agenda to chat about.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. And I always love everything that you offer, but I'm really excited about these subscription boxes you've got. You and the company that you're partnering with have coming out. Like I'm excited about that.
Yes. I am super excited about that.
All right. Well, wait. April said, does insurance cover your services?
So insurance does not cover the bioenergetic testing or the HMT. Some insurances we are in network with chiropractic care, but most of them I am not in network with. And for the subscription boxes, though, insurance will cover that. So that would be no cost to you whenever we offer these subscription boxes.
Yep. Very cool. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then I guess I'm going to let you go. Oh, wait, there is a question. Sorry. I think there's a delay in the comments. Laura said, any suggestions for a 70-year-old?
As far as what? 70-year-olds can get chiropractic care if that's what you're asking. Is there anything specific going on with the 70-year-old that you're concerned about?
Yeah. And I think even with like all the other things that you do, I don't think you're ever too old for healing any part of yourself.
You just have to be open to it.
Yeah.
I actually just had a discussion tonight with another patient who was asking a new widow. Okay.
So that would definitely be emotional.
Yeah. So there's definitely emotional stuff there. Depending on how new, though, I don't know. As far as jumping into HMT, I don't know if it's a great idea to jump into that right now, depending on how new it is. Because you absolutely want to give yourself time to grieve properly. And then if you're still noticing after giving yourself a little bit of time that there's still things that's kind of triggering or causing other issues with there, then that's when I would suggest jumping into some HMT to work on that. Okay, so 4 months. So that would be enough time if there are things that you are noticing that you just can't seem to get past, then HMT can be helpful with that. Or if you're noticing like physical pain arising because of the emotional trauma and the emotional stress that you are going through, HMT can be helpful with that too. I know Ashley probably has some suggestions too, because you do the whole grief counseling and everything too. So that may be something to consider as well.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a period of time that is required just to feel, feel the feelings and go through that process. But yeah, I usually recommend to people somewhere between 3 to 6 months, you start looking into other modalities for assisting in your healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Sue, unfortunately, if you don't have insurance, you will not be able to sign up for the subscription boxes. It is not my choice, but it's based on the fact that it's a government program that this organization is working with. So there's no option to be able to go on and pay for it yourself out of pocket because of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. So yeah, so if you guys don't follow Tiffany yet, be sure to go over to her Facebook page, give her a follow. That way when she posts the update about the subscription boxes, you don't miss out. But I can't think of anything else. I think we've kind of touched base on everything.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But with the insurance stuff too, remember Medicare, Medicaid, VA, the TRICARE, literally every single insurance out there is involved in this program. So every single insurance will pay for it. It doesn't just have to be like a group insurance, like a Highmark or a Capital Blue Cross or United Healthcare. It doesn't have to be through those. Any sort of state access care, all of that is going to cover it.
I love that. I love that so much. Because I mean, I've heard about similar things before, but it's always been for, strictly Medicare or, I've never seen anything that is just all inclusive. Like, I think that's great. Yeah. Very interesting. Yes, Sandy. I agree. All right. Well, thanks, Tiffany. This has been fun.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So if you guys, like I said, if you guys don't follow Tiffany yet, you're missing out. Go give her a follow. I've got her stuff linked up in the description of the video. But I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
I never know how to wrap these things up. Like when it's just me, I'm like, okay, guys, bye. But I'm like, how do you do it when you got someone else?
I think we're all set.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Do me a favor, share the video. Even if people catch it in the replay, share. There's a lot of information that I think would be valuable to everyone and anyone. And feel free to, tag people in the comments, or if you're watching this in the replay, you can still put questions and things in the comments. We do see those. And Tiffany, if you have time and you see any and you want to get back to them.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a great night, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.